Vous écoutez RM1, Nord-Sud 98.9, Centre 97.3, Est-Ouest 91.7. RM1, la radio nationale.
RM1, it's 9 o'clock. The news in English with Eris Stewart. Good morning, Eris.
Good morning, Sophie.
The headlines.
Salary compensation talks reach critical juncture as deep divisions persist ahead of tripartite negotiations. Mauritius heightens sanitary vigilance and reinforces border controls following Marburg virus detection in Ethiopia. Environment Minister moves to clarify government's decision on non-biodegradable packaging amid public confusion. Middlesex University marks major technological milestone with the introduction of AI-powered industrial robots. In world news, US Southern Command's latest maritime strike raises casualty toll and sparks renewed legal debate over rules of engagement. And in sports news, Manchester United held to 1-1 draw by West Ham as Premier League momentum shifts towards an action-packed matchday 15. Salary compensation remains at the center of public attention just days before the second round of tripartite discussions chaired by Prime Minister Navin Ramgoolam. Unions, government and employers remain firmly divided. Inflation, cost of living, budgetary space. The debate promises to be tense. More details with Shailini Aban and Jenny Yalapa.
Discussions on salary compensation are entering a decisive phase ahead of the second tripartite round. Trade unions are denouncing a lack of transparency and fear that a decision may already have been made. According to Statistics Mauritius, inflation is expected to reach 3.7% in 2025 and a monthly household expense could rise up to 45,000 rupees. Figures that several unions describe as disconnected from reality. They are not mincing their words. They are demanding adjustment ranging from 855 rupees to 1,694 rupees in a context where more than 380,000 workers earn less than 50,000 rupees. Some are even contesting the methodology used by Statistics Mauritius. Employers, for their part, emphasize stability. Business Mauritius says it trusts the tripartite mechanism and is calling for a more structured and sustainable approach to future compensation. Expectations remain high. Nearly a quarter of employees earn less than 25,000 rupees and the CSG allowance continues to decline. The quantum could be announced this week unless discussion collapse. A third round is not ruled out. Mauritians await the decision with a mix of impatience, concern and frustration.
And in other headline-making news, in May, after giving birth to her second child, a 33-year-old woman from Port Louis signed a consent form for tubal ligation and subsequently underwent the procedure. However, she recently discovered that she is 14 weeks pregnant. Shocked, the mother insists that those responsible must be held accountable for their negligence. She has thus filed a complaint with the hospital administration and consulted a lawyer to consider legal action. The matter was reported to the police on Tuesday and an investigation is underway. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Gender Equality has invited the mother to visit the FSS office in Port Louis for psychological assistance. The Ministry of Health is also closely monitoring the case as it reviews the alleged medical negligence. An official update is expected. Authorities are stepping up preparedness. Mauritius has moved into a state of sanitary vigilance following the detection of the Marburg virus in Ethiopia. While there are no cases locally, the Ministry of Health is reinforcing border screening. Hospitals are on alert and laboratories are ready for rapid testing. No travel restrictions for now, but travelers to risk zones are urged to follow strict hygiene measures. Marburg is a severe hemorrhagic fever transmitted through blood or bodily fluids. Vigilance is crucial, reminds Dr. Fazil Kurabakis, Acting Director of Health Services. Environment Minister Rajesh Bhagwan met the press yesterday to comment on the cabinet-backed decision concerning the use of non-biodegradable single-use plastic for local food packaging, including cups, bowls and trays. Alongside Junior Minister Joanna Béranger, he clarified that confusion and disinformation had surrounded the interpretation of this measure. He stressed that the use of non-biodegradable plastic bags remains strictly prohibited in Mauritius. And in other news, a small revolution has taken place at Middlesex University. Japanese industrial robots powered by artificial intelligence have made their debut on campus, a first for a private Mauritian university which aims to directly connect students to global high-tech innovation. For 3 days, the campus turned into a cutting-edge laboratory, hosting an international delegation that arrived with industrial-grade robots capable of performing tasks with surgical precision. By integrating these technologies into its curriculum, Mauritius is no longer training only engineers, but graduates who are immediately operational for Industry 4.0. We hear from Professor Marie Janssen van Rensburg, Vice-Chancellor of Middlesex University.
This milestone reinforces Middlesex University Mauritius as a regional leader in advanced technology education and strengthen our role as a hub for innovation, research, and international collaboration. It complements our latest programs in engineering, artificial intelligence, and data science, ensuring our students remain at the forefront of rapidly evolving fields. By integrating practical robotics into mainstream higher education and working alongside leading global technology organizations, we create valuable career opportunities. In partnership, we also deliver hands-on workshops and share resources across Asia, Africa, and beyond. New students joining us in January can thus look forward to benefiting from this enriched academic environment from day one. Middlesex University Mauritius will continue to drive transformation and shape the future of education through STEM-based programs and modules.
And it's 9:07. You're listening to RM1. We go to international news. The U.S. Southern Command announced it had conducted another strike on a small boat in the Eastern Pacific Ocean on Thursday, following nearly 3 weeks of pause. This marks the 22nd strike carried out by the U.S. military against boats in the Caribbean Sea and Eastern Pacific Ocean that the Trump administration claims were involved in drug trafficking. Thursday's strike resulted in 4 casualties, according to the social media update, bringing the death toll of the campaign to at least 87 people. Legal experts say the killing of survivors of a maritime strike could constitute a violation of the laws of war. And finally in sports, to conclude match day 14 of the Premier League, Manchester United were held to a 1-1 draw by West Ham. They took the lead early in the second half with a goal by Dalot in the 58th minute. But late in the match, Magasa equalised at the far post in the 84th minute. In the standings, Manchester United remain 8th with 22 points, while West Ham stay 18th with 12 points. Attention now turns to match day 15, which kicks off on Saturday, with several exciting fixtures including Aston Villa versus Arsenal, Bournemouth versus Chelsea, Manchester City versus Sunderland, and Leeds versus Liverpool. That's all from me this morning. Thanks so much for listening. Stay tuned now to the intermediate.